So don't think about having these times that you need to hit this year and put all this pressure on, because actually it's going to repeat itself every year. So you need to find a way to actually just think about more of the process to get to those times. So rather than constantly thinking about the end goal, constantly thinking about the time, it's like what we said about working back from that time. Today we're going to go through exactly what I eat in a day to fuel me for training and also to fuel me for the Commonwealth Games. The Commonwealth Games start in the next few days, so it's just around the corner, and I'm going to take you exactly what I eat for breakfast, lunch and dinner and how that manages around my training schedule and in this kind of taper phase going into racing, because I get a lot of questions all the time around what should I eat before racing, leading up to a race and things like that. So that's what we're going to go through in this video. If you're interested in joining my academy, then the link will also be in the description of this video, and I will see you in the next clip. So I've just finished morning training. So this morning before training, I don't really have much. I just have a bowl of cereal, so I didn't really want to record that, but we just had a nice recovery session this morning, 3.5k. Again, we're going into taper and going into racing, and now I'm back from morning training. This is exactly what my first proper meal would be, or my full breakfast would be. So let's get into that. Right now I'm gonna cook some eggs here, so some fried eggs, and then that will go along with some bacon. I actually really like putting chili oil on my eggs, so this is the one I use here. It's pretty nice. I definitely recommend and give it a go. So here it is, eggs, bacon, nothing too crazy, 3 eggs, 2 bits of bacon, some orange juice, and then I have a sausage roll as well afterwards. Again, we're just keeping the breakfast nice and simple. I basically have this every breakfast if I don't have gym. And again, we're just keeping it simple, that things that I eat all the time and I know will digest properly and will be fine with my stomach. So we don't need to do anything fancy. You just need to get the food that you need to fuel your training and you'll be fine. So next I make my coffee, as you just seen there. Again, trying to work on my latte art a little bit, but flat white. And now I'm going to do some work inside the academy, catch up with some swimming members inside of the academy. We've got a lot of swimmers racing the Next Gen British Championships this weekend, and then we have a lot on the Irish Championships too, so be really keen to catch up with these guys, see how they're doing. We've already got quite a lot of great results, and yeah, this will be me for the next few hours until lunchtime. So right now I'm inside my academy, and basically we're going through some of the results at the weekend, last weekend, and then some of the results from British and from Irish, which is great. We've had some excellent PBs. Nick has done a PB in his 100 meter butterfly. Amelia has done a really great PB, and so has Emily. We also had some medals from Nick in the silver medal in the 100 meter backstroke at the Next Gen. So really exciting stuff from the academy members. Tonight we also have a sports psychologist, Andrew Bennett Diesel, coming in, and he's going to talk about decision making, and he's also when it comes to racing and training and how we make decisions without sometimes knowing about it. We're also going to talk about how to stay focused but also relax and enjoy our time off after swimming, after the season ends, and how do we get back into the new season in August time, September time, with a fresh mind and ready to go, and how we can deal with having such a big high from a competition and then transitioning into that rest period and then getting back into the new season. So that should be really exciting tonight too. Okay, next meal is my lunch. Nothing too glamorous. We've got some tuna pasta bao, as you can see here. So nothing too glamorous, but I have this about 2 to 2.5 hours before my training session. Again, the timing is quite important in terms of being able to actually consume your food so that you have enough energy for your actual session. Again, I know a lot of you have work, have school, so it's just trying to make sure that you're trying to time it as best as possible. And if you feel like you don't have enough time, it might be better to just kind of eat one bigger meal rather than trying to eat smaller meals. But if you feel like you're quite full when it comes to training, or you feel like you're actually a bit groggy just because of the food consumption, break your meals into multiple meals, so 5 meals across a day rather than breakfast, lunch and dinner is 3. So a lot of people just think they have to have 3 meals, but actually you can kind of just split it into 5 or 6 meals if you really want. It's just about trying to get the nutrition in and the food into your body rather than trying to cram it all in at once. So I'm going to enjoy the lunch here, nothing too crazy, and then going to do a little bit more work, and then we will head to training. Got some of these beef sticks from Wild Market. I also got some nice steaks from there, like salmon, so it's all natural ingredients, really good. It's kind of like beef jerky, so I eat this as like a snack just to keep my protein up, because I don't actually really take any protein supplements, or I don't really take much supplements. I just kind of try to eat as much protein as I need, rather than having supplements. I'd only really have supplements maybe during racing time, but majority of the time I don't take any supplements other than like a few multivitamins, and that's about it. So yeah, gonna eat this, and then we're gonna get a coffee and then go to the pool. So just pulled into Starbucks really quickly, got an iced latte as it is boiling here in Scotland. But yeah, gonna drink this on the way to the pool. We have a key set tonight. It's an AC3 into an AMP, so this is my last key set before going down to Glasgow for the Commonwealth Games. Suited up for this main set. As I said, I've got an AC3 into an AMP, so I'll show you the exact what that actually means afterwards. But yes, suited up for this just to make it a little bit easier, more for a feel of what it's going to actually feel like when I'm racing in a couple of days time. So yeah, see you in the pool. So this was the set, 300 LA2, so pretty much like a 5 or 6 out of 10 effort. Then with 200, with a 7 out of 10 effort. Then 2 100s, 7 out of 10 effort, and then like an 8 out of 10 effort. So these were the times I was going. And the 3:17 on the first round, 3:09 on the second round. Then the 200, I was 2:06, 2:04, and then I was 59:58, and then 59:57. Because this was 2 rounds, and then it was a 400 easy, and then it was our hard part of it, so the 100 at 100 race pace, 100 stroke count, stroke rate effort into 100 easy, then a 50 at 100 rate, 100 race pace back end, 50 easy, and then a 75 just kind of all out. So yeah, pretty tough set, and that's my last set before Commonwealth Games. Back from training now, and I've got some snacks. This is a bad habit of mine. I usually snack while I'm cooking dinner, but on tonight's dinner we have some steak, chips and asparagus. Had the steak from the Wild Market, like you've seen with the beef sticks earlier, so great food, and we will start making it pretty soon. Usually I like to rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before actually making things, just to help digest, or just to help with resting before eating some food, just so my digestion is done properly, rather than rushing into eating something straight away. So I'll show you the dinner afterwards. So nice and easy meal: steak, medium rare, chips, asparagus, Pepsi, and then I'll watch something on YouTube. Like I said before, I'm not eating anything crazy. It's not even that healthy. It's not super healthy. It's just trying to get in exactly what you need and what you know will work for your body and have enough energy for the next day and to be able to handle racing, handle training intensities. So if you don't know how to, or you don't know where to start, or you don't know what food actually works better for you to give you enough energy, what I used to do is I used to grab my phone and I just write down everything that I ate that day for a full week. And then afterwards I would rate my energy levels, my fatigue, my mental clarity, all these things out of 10, and to see what actually worked for me, like what types of food worked for me and what didn't. And in that way I was able to kind of know roughly what I needed to eat, and then I just kept using that and kept doing it each week and each week. So that's what I would definitely recommend for you to do if you're not too sure on where to start. So just chilled after dinner there. Again, it's so sunny today in Scotland, which is great. So yeah, just chilled out after dinner, but now I'm actually hopping onto a group call with my academy members. Today is actually quite exciting because we've got a sports psychologist called Andrew Diesel Bennett, and he's here to talk to my academy members about how to make decisions, why we make decisions, how to deal with race nerves and the mentality of what goes on inside our mind leading up to a race. And because we're at the end of a season and we're going into the new season of swimming, he's going to talk about how to handle that and to make sure that we come back to the new season refreshed and ready to go, rather than, you know, still focusing so much on swimming and not having an actual mental break from it. So it's going to be really exciting tonight. And then after, I actually have a one-to-one call with another client in the academy, Isabella, and that should be it for the night. And I'll actually need to show you a little bit about our Commonwealth kit because I still need to pack for tomorrow. So I'll show you a little bit behind the scenes of our call here.
Yeah, I'll just sort of crack on and get you on your way. So
yeah, no problem. Cheers.
We'll go over fast decisions and slow decisions, decision fatigue, the compound effect, and my favourite, E plus R equals O.
So the last meal before I go to bed or before I start to wind down is a smoothie. Inside has got banana, strawberries, oats and some honey, just to kind of get some fruit and vitamins in there and kind of just top off the evening. So we just finished the group call there with Andrew, as you've seen. And then I've got now a one-to-one call with Isabella inside my academy whilst I drink that last meal, and then after that I will kind of just chill out, watch something, and then basically just head to bed. So I'll show you some clips of me and Isabella.
Hi Jack.
Hey, oh, you look super tanned.
Yeah.
Was Tenerife good? Were you still in Tenerife?
Whiter.
Yeah.
I feel like this season's very important for me to like hit these target times, but I don't want there to be too much pressure where I'm at the point where I'm like just kind of drained in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd say like in terms of like putting a lot of pressure on yourself to hit these target times, like you're probably always going to have that in terms of, it's not just going to be this year because you're changing environment, going to boarding school, and you need to hit these times, because I bet you that the year after you'll have a junior championships that you want to qualify for, or a senior competition later in your swimming journey. Like you'll always have times or target times that you want to hit. So it's always going to come about. So don't think about having these times that you need to hit this year and put all this pressure on, because actually it's going to repeat itself every year. So you need to find a way to actually just think about more of the process to get to those times. So rather than constantly thinking about the end goal, constantly thinking about the time, it's like what we said about working back from that time. You know, these types of things are actually going to make you more confident and start to realize what you're capable of. And that's how you're going to see the smaller wins. And that's how you're going to see yourself getting better and better each time, getting closer to that goal, because you're going to be in this vicious cycle every year if you're constantly thinking about, I need to hit this time, I need to hit this time. If you start thinking like that, that's when you're going to have that internal dialogue of like constantly putting pressure on yourself, when actually it's going to happen every single year. It's just going to be So just wrapped up the call with Isabella. It was great. We were going over mindset, and yeah, it was great to chat with her and catch up again. So I'm going to show you now some of the Commonwealth kit, and then we'll wrap up this video. Excuse the mess, but in the middle of packing. So yeah, we've got some suitcases and bags. So a smaller suitcase, a bag, and here is some of the kit. So at the moment we've got some t-shirts here with this design, the red hand of Ulster, can't forget about that. So yeah, it's kind of all neatly packed, to be honest, so I won't go through too much, but basically we got some nice t-shirts, got a little bag here, we also got a hat, we got a like long sleeve compression thing, obviously some joggers, some hoodies and some jackets, but I've kind of neatly packed it away, so I will kind of leave it like that. But by the time this video comes out, I think the Commonwealth Games will be done and will be finished, so hopefully I have swam well. And well, then we've got Europeans like literally a week later, so I'll keep you updated on that on my Instagram and things like that. But yeah, that was it for me in terms of my full day of eating leading up to Commonwealth Games on a training day. Hope you enjoyed and had a bit of more insight of what I do on a daily basis. And if you want to join the Academy to get more help with me and to be on the calls with the Academy members, then the link is in the bio. And I will see you in the next video and inside the Academy.